I've come to what I think is a very sad decision for me, because I've been in the Labour Party a long time, served it as its General Secretary, that it is institutionally anti-Semitic, that its leadership is incapable of dealing with issues of anti-Semitism and has no intention of doing so. For me, it is an ethical barrier that I could not climb over and accept.
But you've reached a tipping point today. What was that point?
Well, it's been building for a long time, and incident after incident is like a kind of mad psychodrama. You pick up the morning's papers and there's another issue. And quite aside from the issues which are in the public domain, the stream of invective that you get through social media is absolutely unbelievable. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And so I think that we got to a point now where it's just not sustainable to continue. You have to take a decision about what your own ethics are.
In your letter, this is directed straight at the leader, at Jeremy Corbyn himself. You say, its leader and his circle are anti-Semitic, never having once made the right judgment call. Where is the evidence that Jeremy Corbyn himself is anti-Semitic?
If you look at event after event after event, and there's now a huge list of events, and you ask yourself the question in relation to any one of them, my challenge is any one of them, has he made the right call on it? And the answer is not once, never. And in those circumstances, it's hard not to come to the conclusion that he either is indifferent to the problem or he's part of the problem.
But that's not fair, is it? I mean, he is cooperating with the EHRC investigation. He has now adopted the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. He has defined his own political life as a fight against racism in all its forms. He's increased the disciplinary body. I mean, couldn't he turn around and say, what more do you actually want me to do?
I'd like to have seen some of the people who have been visibly and openly anti-Semitic dealt with on a reasonable timescale and in a way which would be appropriate. And I know it can be done. I was General Secretary of the organisation. I know it can be done. But it's never been done.
But there have been expulsions from the party. We've seen, 12 expulsions and a huge list, more than 600 cases still pending. Isn't the truth that the leadership is just trying to work through this?
I don't think there's any evidence that they're working through it in a proper way. I think the number of expulsions rather than suspensions is tiny. And I think you probably find that some of those people left of their own volition before they actually got expelled. We've obviously got a very big problem, a very large number of people against whom these allegations have been made. Whether it takes a long time or not, the number itself is astonishing. The fact that it's taking so long just adds to my incredulity.
Lord Turnberg, you're a former Labour General Secretary under Blair. You've also referenced the Brexit position in your letter. There will be some who say perhaps this is a slightly convenient way out from taking the party whip when you don't like the political direction they're going in anyway.
I've been involved in the Labour Party for over 50 years, and I've been involved, as everybody is in political life, with every kind of argument under the sun. It's never occurred to me to walk away. It's never occurred to me not to stay and put the arguments. I've always done that. It's a distinctively different moment now. I may dislike the policies. I may think they're incredibly bad for the United Kingdom, but the reality is that there is a distinct ethical issue which has now come up, which is quite different from all the ones I faced whenever I had arguments about anything in the past. None of those arguments would have induced me to walk away from the party, not one of them.
How long has this decision been brewing for you?
I think it's been brewing for between 12 and 18 months.
Some would say that's a long time to have sat there and not moved.
Well, you know, like a lot of people who've been in an organisation for a long time and feel very loyal to it for all sorts of reasons, there's always a hope that something will come across the horizon that will make it better, that one of the reforms that have been suggested will have a real impact. But I've given up believing that. I think it's a unicorn theory. I think people are hoping for it, but it will not mature.
Was there one final trigger, one snap for you?
The thing that made me conclude that there was really no way through this was the decision of the party to get libel lawyers, and pretty aggressive libel lawyers, the Rottweilers of the libel law world, to threaten people who were going to speak about the anti-Semitism that they had found whilst working in the party.
You've heard about the allegations of bullying in the inner circles. Is that something that you have experienced or that you recognise?
Well, I see it, and not in the House of Lords, but I see it directed to people in the House of Commons. They quite frequently, if they don't take what is regarded as being a pure enough line, they're threatened with deselection. I anticipate there will be attempts at deselection. There have already been one or two, but I think there'll probably be more.
Lord Turnberg, thank you very much.
Thank you.